Good morning, happy Monday, and welcome back from spring break. All right, so I just wanted to send out your instructions for the week and just kind of go over them with a quick video so you know exactly what you should be worried about. So, a couple quick reminders at the top. You'll see I have things about grades, virtual attendance, and the AP exam. One, as you guys know, right now I'm not allowed to put grades in the grade book. I am keeping track of grades in Canvas and on a spreadsheet, so I do have grades for you guys. Um, when there comes a point for us to start recording these things, because I'm assuming there will come that point. So make sure you're doing your assignments. And if there is a problem, I'm relying on you to reach out to me. I am one person. I can't contact 120 kids who are having issues. If you are having a problem, you need to take it on yourself, even if that problem is I'm apathetic and I don't care. I need to know what's going on. So reach out, use the Google Attendance form that I sent out and tell me what the problem is, if there is a problem. If not, some of you have been awesome. You've been doing your work, thumbs up, doing great work at that. So I hope that this will continue because we still have a lot of work to do before the AP exam. Speaking of the AP exam, you should have got an email on the 13th from the College Board. I believe that was the date, someplace around there. I got an email from them this past Friday saying you were asked to go and complete some type of form or fill something out, whatever it was, and only maybe about 10 of you. That's 10 out of 64. That's not a big number. Now, I'm asking you to go and find that because here's the thing. It's not going to, you're still all registered for the AP exam. That's not going to change. You're still going to take the exam on the 15th. But I think this is a place for you, if you've decided you're not taking the exam, to tell them that. But also, I think more importantly, um, they're going to be sending you instructions on how to take the test, what you'll need to do that. And if you're not checking your emails, if you're not reading it, then you will not be prepared when you get to the 15th, and it's just going to create more stress for you. So go find the email, do whatever they ask you to do. I'll check in on it later in the week to see how many of you have done that. Again, I don't think it's going to impact whether or not you register for the exam. I think they're expecting everybody at this point to take the exam on the 15th. But I do think it's really important that you are checking your emails because I think they're going to be sending you instructions that are really important for that test. All right, let's talk about what I'm asking you to do. So, really quickly, in terms of the work that you're going to be doing this week. So the last little bit of new material is going to be covered. Some of you might have already done this. I think some of you were bored and just wanted something to do. But anyway, what we need to finish talking about is the end of World War II. So it's kind of broken into a couple different parts. First part is the start of the war. There's a sheet. I gave a quick video presentation on kind of the timeline of events that led to the outbreak of World War II. Again, with certainly now with this new redone AP exam, I don't know how important that stuff is going to be. But what matters most to us out of this, because this could potentially be an essay topic, would be kind of the US's response to the war. And so, what did we do in the beginning? And so, I would definitely make sure you take the time to at least understand how the US reacted and behaved before we actually officially joined the war. Now, the next thing we want to talk about is the challenges at home. Actually, let me see if I can fix this really quickly so when you get it. All right. So there's two things that we want to discuss at home. Um, I'll talk about a little bit this idea that the United States tried to kind of create this uniform, united front. And we're going to kind of pick away at that a little bit with this lesson. The idea is this: if we are continuing on into the next unit, this is the stuff that lays the groundwork for things like civil rights, women's rights, just kind of like, a lot of the big battles of the second half of the 20th century get their start, or at least get a kickstart during the Second World War. And we need to know the genesis of that. So the two things I'm asking you to look at: the Japanese internment, which is a big, huge kind of black eye in American history. So I want you to understand, okay, first of all, if you don't know what it is, you'll get a chance to learn what it means. Second, you will then begin to look at it from this idea of like, what were we supposed to do, right? Why did we do that? And then lastly, you're going to basically begin to assess it as a whole. Can we justify, can we rationalize our behavior considering what we now know? All right. I think it's very easy on the surface to go with 2020 vision looking back going, well, that was awful. How could we have done that? Let's make sure we understand why they did what they did. All right. Not saying it was right or wrong. I'm just saying, let's understand we can understand why they did those things. Yeah, there's a quick right, but it's more of a what would you do situation. It's just more of like if we were in class, I'd be putting you in groups and we'd be discussing. It'd be on, pretending to be the people of the time. They're trying to give you that experience, but at home. All right, the next thing, race and gender relations and issues in the United States. One of the big challenges the United States faced was there was racial discrimination, there was gender discrimination, and so this lesson is designed to have you kind of like understand the challenges and issues faced by women and people of color. Specifically, you're going to look at a pretty famous event that, for some reason, hasn't gotten a lot of talk in history classes called the Zoot Suit Riot. So take some time, get the background information from my lecture, look at the documents to fully understand like what actually happened, who's kind of at fault, those kind of things, and then there's a quick right for all of that as well. And then lastly, the last thing we want to talk about is the end of the war. World War II, as I said, as it says right here, is broken into two parts. There's the European front and there's the Pacific front. The European front is going to be the stuff that you're just going to take some notes and take some notes and watch a video lecture. The Pacific side has a much more complicated or complex activity attached to it. So the thing that you should probably know is that what essentially ends World War II was the use of nuclear bombs, right? The atomic bomb. So what we want to understand is, okay, why did the U.S. do that, right? What was our rationale and logic for doing that? And it's a complex issue. There's no one or two things. There's a whole list of things that explain why the U.S. did what they did. But again, what we also understand is like this event kickstarts the Cold War and changes the trajectory of the second half of the 20th century. Instead of a time of prolonged peace around the world, what we see is this kind of like heightened time of tension between two global powers. And it starts with the use of the nuclear bomb, the atomic bomb in Japan. So we understand this from the Russian or Soviet Union side as well. And so why they don't want us to use the bomb? What are the ramifications of us using the bomb? And again, there's a quick right for that. So these are the things that are actually, I would say, are due by the 26th, next Sunday. In terms of other things, review, right? We're really focused on getting through the new stuff, what little we have left, and then going on into review time. So some of you have done them already. If you haven't, start doing the Quizlets. If you already have done them, keep reviewing them. They're really important. I already uploaded a video. I'm going to be doing a handout and a video for each time period where I kind of go over what are the major potential essay topics for each time period. My suggestion is that you do all of them. Like I don't know other way to put it. You should do all of them. So that when you take the AP exam, when you get that test question, right, whatever it is, you can literally flip to that sheet broken down by the time period and see if the question is on that sheet, on that list, if it's there. And then what you'll have is you'll have a list of names and terms and ideas. You'll have events. You'll have all this stuff. You may even have outlined the question already, the topic already. So the hope is that if we do this for every period, no matter what they throw at you, all right, you will have a sheet that can help you navigate the essay. And I know it's a lot of work, but again, what we're talking about here is this. We're talking about college credit, the thing you've been working towards this entire year, right? Let's just make sure we finish strong. These would be things we'd be doing regardless if we weren't in this coronavirus thing. So, all right, this is the stuff you got to work on. So you should get this video, you'll get the instructions, you'll get the link to the Google form. If you have questions, please reach out. And I'm probably gonna, when we get down to the review stuff down here, I'll start probably doing the live classes for you guys to ask me questions back and forth, and we'll record for anybody who can't make it. So again, hope everyone's safe. Hope everyone's doing all right. If there are issues or problems, I need you to reach out to me. All right. Keep in mind that I have other things to do too. I don't have time to chase you down. Be responsible young adults and find me and not make me have to find you. All right, guys, I'll see you later.